Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome in to Soothing Music. It is lovely to see all you folks here. First things first, even though it was like fourth. Plum, you are the first viewer to redeem first this stream, so pat yourself on the back. You get to be first. And also, Plum, thank you very much for redeeming Word of the Stream with Moosh's Run. I feel like I don't know enough movies or games. What does moosh mean in this context? Also, Poison Darth Frog, you are currently the last for this stream, but you are also the last from last stream, which was 2 weeks ago, not 1 week ago. Thank y'all for being patient with me. I was having a bit of a rough week last week. Not that I'm having any less of a rough week this week. I have a few rough weeks ahead of me, such as life sometimes. I've got some tricky things coming up, but last week I was just overwhelmed. I had done too much. I had moved too much furniture. I had, there was too much lifting, carrying, building, and, I didn't have it. My body was just like, it's bedtime now. It's 6 o'clock. It's bedtime now. And so I chose not to fight that, and thank you for being patient with me while I went to bed early. Basically, wonderful Wednesday. Absolutely stellar. Oh, Logan's Run. Okay, I have actually heard of that. I just feel like I never would have guessed it, no matter what. So, I am here today, and I am very tired. I feel like I'm going to be tired for ages. I also feel like I just took 1 week off. That was it. I canceled, the one stream. So I streamed 2 weeks ago, you know? This is fairly normal habit pattern. It super felt like I forgot how to do everything. When I was logging into stuff today, I'm like, how does one anything? So I'm having that sort of day, which means it's a perfect time to play some Legend of Zelda and get upset by the moon logic. Which is fine, because we are using walkthroughs right now. As
Poison
y'all...
Darth Frog just resubscribed for 42 months. It's dangerous to go alone. Take Lady Quack, Medley, with you.
Poison Darth Frog, thank you so much for 42 months of subs. That is, in fact, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. And so, good on you right there. This is a great month for it. And that's a fantastic message. All it can make me think of is the number of times I threw her into walls. And I was just like, well, there you have it. Flawless. Fantastic. Yes, take Medley with you. Why not? I feel like I was in the middle of saying something. I've now forgotten it. It doesn't matter. Yes, that was it. You guys know I'm fairly meticulous about things as best I can be. I actually do really enjoy playing games to 100% completion, to the most that they have to offer. And Legend of Zelda is no exception, and so I am trying, as I play through all my games, to 100% them whenever I can. But taking my skill level and my interest into account. So, Majora's Mask, it's fine that we didn't get that heart piece. We got the cow in Ocarina of Time instead. This is the example. But usually when I get down to the wire on certain things like that, when I'm looking for those little bits and pieces, I don't pretend that I know where to find them. This is a Legend of Zelda game. It's mental. Where they put things, up to them. They do what they want, and we just play their games. So I definitely have walkthroughs open right now. I currently have 2 walkthroughs open, just full disclosure. I have a walkthrough open that tells me the location of all the heart pieces in this game. I'm going mostly based off my memory of whether or not I recall collecting it, and I'm hoping that will get me pretty close. Otherwise, I will have to do more research. And I have a second list open, which is all treasure charts in the game, which is similar. I'm basically hoping that I'll read the description of where you get it, and maybe I'll remember whether or not I have it. But suffice to say, we're going to do our best to collect some things, because we are in a collectathon portion of this. There you go, Plum. There is your word of the stream, Moosh's Run. It's it, and it can keep us company. You were the last from last week, and the first last of this last week. Correct. It does almost sound like I know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve, which is a spectacular quote. Always, always will be. Good old Moosh. Good old you guys. And thanks for showing up. It is lovely to see you, Poison Death Frog. It's lovely to see you, Plum. It's lovely to see you, SNK. Just welcome in, everybody. And we're going to play some Windwaker, and it's going to be super casual. At least I had a lot of relaxation time today, which is good. But I still have immovable deadlines that mean that I am now a day behind on my usual work. It's great. Hi, Beavis. How are you? Ooh, SNK 30 stream streak. Yo, you are not thrown off at all by my inconsistent schedule. Good on you. That is quite a streak. Bilbo could have written some interesting math problems. That is crazy levels of streak. They call them deadlines, but did anyone ever think to invent lifelines? I wish that they had. I mean, lifelines do actually exist, though. If you've ever watched Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and or other similar shows, you might remember the concept of a lifeline. It's not really related to a deadline. So I think the first thing that I'm trying to do, if I remember correctly, is I found out that, or I was reminded, hi Kate! Everyone rushed to say hello to Kate. I was reminded that I haven't had this much money in most of the game, and so I haven't gone shopping at the ridiculous gold ship, which means I have to find the ridiculous gold ship. And that means I have to go this way. Because I did find the map that shows me where the ridiculous gold ship is. And that's important. Gold ship is in the horse game. Oh my. That's a shark that I actually had to jump over. And this is not what I expected. Okay, great. Okay. This dude has a lot of eyes. I don't love it, but I'm trying. I didn't realize I still had any more of these stupid things. Okay, well I hit something. Ugh. Okay, I hit something else. Lower. Stay low. He has so many eyes, chat. Oop. That isn't what I wanted to hit. What am I missing? Oh my gosh. Oh, I got him! All the better to see you with. That was a big octopus. Octorock, I suppose. Oh, you know what's really convenient, chat? We hadn't run into this guy before, but I think we might have needed to, because I think he might be on my Peace Hearts list. And I assure you, this was not intentional. Why? Freaking sharks. Get out of here. I'm trying to find a treasure. He's a biblically accurate octopus. I love that joke. That joke will never get old to me. I think this might be a heart piece. That is exceedingly convenient because I could not remember which of the Octorocks I had already met. But this guy apparently was on my way. As was that shark. So we need to keep going, I think. Maybe I should take week-long breaks more often, chat, because I don't know how to say this. That was the most calm I think I have ever been fighting something with a cannon in this game. I don't know where the fancy ship is. One assumes he's somewhere near this island. Yes, one assumes correctly. Hello, Mr. Ship. Oop, oop, oop. We're just having trouble with our speed right now. Hello? We're having some trouble with our speed. I went like in and out of the zone near the island. And it like made me start rushing. Oh, come on. Let me get... Good heavens. Ah! Press the wrong button. Okay, so I'm doing really well with the cannon. I'm doing very terribly with all other controls currently. Please stop your boat, sir. I was too close to you and I couldn't get around. How is everyone was met with deafening silence? Oh! Oh, I'm sorry, Kate. I was panicking because I was trying to fight a biblically accurate Octorok. I apologize. I have had a very stressful last couple of weeks, and I have more stress coming, but I also have the world's best mug, if you are a Canadian. Look at this. Look at this. You probably can't see that. I'm delighted by it. It's so great. Calmly panicking. I'm so calm and utterly panicked right now. Look at this. Look at this wonderful magic. Okay, I feel like I have to give context to people who maybe aren't Canadian. Oh, no, I'm so sorry to hear that, Kate. It's such a great mug. Okay, genuinely. So if you aren't Canadian, you may not have heard, and if you are not a millennial, you may not have heard of Mr. Dressup, who I would consider to be a Canadian icon. Mr. Dressup is kind of like the Mr. Rogers of Canada. That's probably a great comparison to anyone who used to watch those things. But basically, he was a gentleman who was older, and he had a kids show which was aired on PBS in Canada, I believe. And PBS, again, I believe, please do not quote me, I was 2, was one of the channels that was just on everyone's television. Like if you had any form of TV that could access television, it was one of the free channels. It was one of the ones included in everything. And so Mr. Dressup was a show that you could watch when you were a little kid. You know, very delightful. See, Jinx, you have to see this. I don't think I remembered to show you. I have a new mug. And Mr. Dressup had, like, some of it would be animated, some of it would be puppets. He had the tickle trunk, which had costumes in it. And so some of it was playing dress up for our imagination purposes. Delightful. And it honestly was just such a sweet and wholesome show. And when Mr. Dressup retired from doing that, the house where he lived is actually in the town where I grew up. And I didn't know that at the time. Obviously, the gentleman has passed away some number of years ago. But it was a very iconic kids show for people of my generation growing up in Canada because it was easily accessible. It was delightful for children. I don't know. It was wonderful. And I happened to be somewhere and they had this mug and I was like, well, I am obsessed forever. It's mine now because I can't see Mr. Dressup and not buy it. Okay, I was not paying attention to anything. Well, fine, I'll send you a real picture, C Jinx. How's that? Wait, poison dart fog? Root canal? Oh! There it is. I'm sorry. As I told you, I was calmly panicking. I have missed a lot of messages and I feel very rude. I'm so sorry, friends. You were delightful and thank you for being here. I will try to do better. Poisoned Earthrug, commiserations and also congratulations, because I'm very glad you were able to get the root canal, and I'm hoping that means that you are able to look forward eventually to less pain. Because I know that needing a root canal is painful in and of itself, and so getting the root canal obviously can also lead to fallout. I'm glad it went well. Totally like valid on being tired as a result of that. To me, that feels like a major operation, personally. All you can find is the opposite of walking away is sliding in. Oh, that's not a bad one. I think Plum has some really good leaving emotes, so if he's still here, he should show you a few. Vintage toys! And yes, your B-Day is coming up. I remember that. And it is someone else's birthday today. That is fair. Okay, you've had root canals before. Well, that's something at least. At least you knew. Tooth is giving you attitude. I'm really sorry that you had such a rough experience with your tooth. Plum, you're there. Plum, you don't have to leave, but if you wanted to post one of your really good leaving emotes, Poisoned Earthrug was feeling ignored, and I'm sorry for it. So there's a bottle. What? I don't understand these prices. The see, those are both great. Thank you, Plum. Flame Crystal, hello. Nice to see you. Congratulations. Currently you are the last redeemer of last for this stream. Let's see if it lasts. That's way funnier than than anything I've ever said before when someone redeemed that, and now I feel silly because I could have been saying that all of the time. How often does this guy think of the Hylian Empire? That's a multi-level meme right there. Good job. Okay, so the price of this empty bottle is MSRP, which is great joke. Manufacturing suggested retail price. That's what's it. Manufacturer suggested retail price. So someone actually has a suggested retail price for a daughter. For a bottle. I can't speak, chat. Just help me. I've had such a long week. Flame Crystal, I have had my ups and downs this year. There have been some rough patches, but words do be hard. But I am here and I am playing a game that I really enjoy, and so that is fabulous. But I'm also very tired. This piece of heart has an open price, and I don't know what that means. And this treasure chart has a current price, and I don't know what that means. So let's just go one at a time. Yes, I can afford 500 rupees for this. Yes, I can afford 950 rupees for this. Thank you for the piece of heart.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Also, I'm noticing I'm not getting points for this, which means this guy's cosplay means he's not recognizing my membership card. Why use lot words when few word do trick? Wait, is that from Futurama or is that from The Simpsons? That feels like it's one of those. And nothing else. Oh, questions. Nobody is allowed to ask questions. How ridiculous. Oh, it is from The Office. That's a good point. I remember hearing it. Poison Darthrug, no! That's actually, do you know who else has a suggested retail price for a daughter, Poison Darthrug? The Book of Leviticus. So anyways, how's your week? True. Bob the Drag Queen. Very, very funny man. President. You're right, it was appropriate to leave it. Word hard. 900. Okay, I can actually afford to sell out this guy's shop. He doesn't need to be here anymore. He can just get off the seas. Stop cluttering them. To browse what? You're sold out, dude. Okay, so that was a thing that I definitely needed to accomplish. Why are you on this side now? Did anyone else see my boat just move? I saw my boat just move. There is a Robert Munch kids book with a little girl who has a price tag. You were right. Oh, fascinating. Kate Bloomer, thank you for redeeming Ask Me Anything. This is not just for me. This is also for chat. Anyone can participate in this. Discounting the Halloween movies with Michael Myers, what is the most Halloween vibes movie? It does not need to be horror. Is it Halloween Town? No, it's not. Hocus Pocus. There we go. First of all, Hocus Pocus. I think that's fairly self-explanatory. I am going to struggle with anything else past that because my brain is like, yep, The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's it. That's the one. But Hocus Pocus is a spectacularly ridiculous movie. Ooh, wait, but it's Halloween vibes, right? Not Halloween setting? Okay, so I actually have another submission for this. This is pretty much the opposite of a scary movie, okay? Stardust. It has Halloween vibes. I will defend that for anyone who has seen it because I actually feel like I can argue that, but it's more of a typical like fantasy story. I just think it hits Halloween vibes without being set at Halloween because like that's not a thing. I think Stardust. I also think Hocus Pocus. Charlie Brown does have a Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin movie, and so that is definitely an option. Just vibes. Ernest Scared Stupid, not bad. Okay, E.T. They Go Trick-or-Treating. Okay, so I might have to defend Stardust. I'm trying to figure out how to defend my choice of Stardust without spoiling any of the plot. Some of the side characters are ghosts, and the ghosts are formed through how they died. So one of the ghosts, for example, carries his own head around anytime he's on screen. Now, I suggest that sounded way grislier than it necessarily is to experience. I leave that up to you. But Stardust is a fantasy movie, and it just happens to have a bunch of side characters that are ghosts. And I found it very interesting, but I think the fantasy part of the plot, the problem is it also has a romance. And the romance part doesn't feel very Halloween. But the fantasy part of the plot feels very Halloween vibes to me. Vibes only. And like slightly childish version of the Halloween vibes. Like the type of Halloween that would have you go trick-or-treating rather than having you go to a haunted house. I think Stardust has that vibes. E.T.'s not scary, C. Jinx. Kate said it didn't have to be scary and it didn't have to be horror, it just had to have Halloween vibes. And because they go trick-or-treating in E.T., because candy's a plot point, it can be Halloween. Wait, what? No, I'm reading back. E.T. is a horror movie? Okay, I want to see the defense of this. Go. It is a novel. It's a novel by Neil Gaiman, I believe. I have both the novel and the movie. Very much kind of a B movie. Like it doesn't... The actors in it were sort of like mid at the time, but I don't know. I watched it a couple of times a few years ago and I thought it was really good, and it's a thing that jumped to mind when you mentioned it. Casper the Friendly Ghost. I like that. Does the Addams Family have a movie or was it just a show? Because if it has a movie, everything the Addams Family is Halloween vibes. I love it. I love it. Okay, where am I going next? Addams Family Values is a movie. Okay. Oh, I need to sink some pirate ships, I think. Where's Rockspire Island? Rockspire Island, please. I just saw it. Good heavens, I just saw it and I've lost it. Um, I almost had another movie that had Halloween vibes. Okay. E.T. is the scariest alien of any franchise. He forms a direct connection to you. He's a parasite. Whatever he does affects you. This is a villain superpower. Okay. Okay. I can see it. It's a horror plot pitched as a kid's movie. You also enjoyed Wednesday? I haven't actually seen any of the show, but everything I've seen about the show seems really delightful. Okay, you know what? I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about implicate. I found it again, and I lost it again. Okay. why do I have that out? That's very silly. Wait, this is Rockspire Island. Is it not? Okay, so I might have been lost because it's just here. That sounds awful. I'm very glad that they didn't do that. So there's apparently some pirate ships near here. At the very least in this quadrant. Aha! I've located them. Chat, we need to sink these pirate ships. Oops. Ouch. I'm gonna move a little bit. And then I'm gonna try again. It's kind of like the last guy. This one was moving. So apparently, one of these two dudes is going to have a piece of heart. Sneak yourself right off to bed, Plum. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for the wonderful word of the stream, Moosh's Run. Make sure you get some sleep. I will not drink the seawater. Yay! Piece of heart! I found it. ET2 Nocturnal Fears? That sounds terrifying. I don't like your evidence, Game Bloomer. I'm not denying that it's evidence. I just don't like it. Awful. Do you think Spirited Away has Halloween vibes? I feel like it does. I feel like there's probably more than one... Okay. Okay. I feel like there's probably more than one Studio Ghibli movie that has Halloween vibes, but that's the first one that jumped to mind. I think Spirited Away has Halloween vibes. You could pitch that as a Halloween movie, and I would agree with you. I wish that movie was good. The Page Master. Anyone else know The Page Master? I also would suggest that that has Halloween vibes. See, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just stuck on it. I also would submit that The Page Master is a horror movie for kids. But, you know, if Halloween went to a retirement home... You can't agree with the Halloween vibes? Okay. That's fine. Need a treasure chart for that one. Need a treasure chart for that one. Definitely did that one. Definitely did that one. Did that one. Okay. So I need 20 golden feathers for one piece of heart, which I do not have. I need 20 skull necklaces for another piece of heart, which I do have. And I need to do a little bit more side questing on Windfall Island to get another piece of heart. So we might be going back to Windfall Island. Just left there. Oop. I'll try not to get picked up by these tornadoes. The Black Cauldron, I wanted to say because I think that the book series by Lloyd Alexander, which is called the Prydain Chronicles, if you are unfamiliar with it, I think that the book series is quite brilliant. And I would love for the movie to have had Halloween vibes, because the book series certainly has Halloween vibes. But I don't think they did a very good job with that movie. Where am I going? Okay, I am going to the right place. This is fun. Trick or treat. Huh. The Halloween tree. Okay, I'm not familiar with that one. I've already said Nightmare Before Christmas, so if it's disqualified for having mixed vibes, I don't care. I mean, it's not really my rules, it's Kate's rules. Kind of need it to be daytime, though. Maybe? Maybe I don't need it to be daytime. I need to get into the rich guy's house. It's not even my rules, it's all vibes based. Okay, it's Kate's vibes then. I think this is the way in. That's fair, we can all have perspectives. Whoa! Hello, random person who started a cutscene. It had a book series and you didn't know? Flame Crystal. Just 1 second. Lloyd Alexander, The Chronicles of Prydain, 5-book series. It starts with the Book of 3. The second book in the series is called The Black Cauldron. And then it goes to the, I don't even know if I know how to say this. It's LLYR. That's all consonants as far as I'm concerned. The Castle of Lear, Terran Wanderer, and the High King. They're so good. I read these probably way earlier than was healthy because I have an older sister and she read these when it was age appropriate to do so, probably as an early teenager. I would suggest maybe as a later teenager, but I'm pretty sure I read them when I was like 10. That was maybe a little early because there are some elements in them that could be construed as scary, but I loved them. The fantasy world building in this is great. It's been a while since I've fully read them, but like I know from my experience of reading them repeatedly that I genuinely find them delightful and very interesting. Like they hook me very quickly and they keep me, which is pretty cool when you're dealing with a series of books. And they tell, in my opinion, a very satisfying story arc, both in terms of heroes and villains kind of thing. Um, And so when I learned that there was a movie, I was obviously extremely excited because I read the books before I knew there was a movie. And then I tried watching the movie and I was like, oh no, this is not it. I don't know if I've ever made it all the way through the Black Cauldron. I'm gonna have to, because at some point Kim Menzel is gonna sit me down and like tie me to a chair and make me watch it with him. And I have watched worse things than the Black Cauldron, uh, just for the sake of experiencing them with him. So I'm probably gonna watch it at some point. But unfortunately, ooh, I thought of another one. Unfortunately, I do think the books are significantly better, and so I will always struggle a little bit with the movie. The Princess and the Goblin. I think that movie has Halloween vibes. Hit him. Poison Darthfog, thank you very much for redeeming Lady Q's book reviews. An American Werewolf in London feels like a good end of summer movie. One last big trip before summer ends. Okay, that's fair. That hits the vibe. Gremlins. Gremlins 2 for New Year's Eve because the Gremlins sing New York, New York. That's so cute. I hope you'll accept Lloyd Alexander's The Prydain Chronicles, or the Chronicles of Prydain, I guess, technically, as my submission to Lady Q's book reviews, since I did kind of go through my usual. I could talk about The Princess and the Goblin if you want, because that's also on my shelf right there. You don't know The Princess and the Goblin, but it looks like Don Bluth. I think it is Don Bluth, actually. It is based on a great book by George MacDonald. The book is adorable, truly. But the animated film actually isn't bad. It stays faithful to a lot of the elements of the book. And I think it has the vibes. I find this really hard to explain, but I think it has the vibes. It has magic. It has villainous fey creatures in the form of goblins as well as other creatures. It has essentially rules of like it has rules for how to deal with these creepy fey-like creatures that feel very in keeping with usual rules of that type. It has maybe ghosts, unclear. I love that you're taking notes on this. It is a kids movie. Animated kids movie, definitely. And so don't expect horror. So this guy's gonna tell me he likes the moon, and I'm gonna have to take a picture. Wait, you weren't sure it was George MacDonald? I'm pretty sure it's George MacDonald. It's George MacDonald. You are correct. Honestly, Flame Crystal, I do recommend it. I think it's a fun fantasy series. And they are like they're easy to read. They're not like massive tomes, but they're not oversimplified either. I don't know. They hit a sweet spot for me. That's why I have them. You have another question based on Fey rules now? Okay. So that guy is looking at the moon, which is not a full moon. I have to, at some point, for like the pictograph side quest, I'll have to take a picture of a full moon and show it to him because it's his favorite thing. You blew your one question on a really good question. Oh, because you can't redeem AMA? Oh no! How about you redeem Keep Doing What You're Doing? Because I've been answering your question this whole time. And you could ask another question. Okay, I went up the wrong ladder. I actually think I need to be on the other side of this wall. Oh, right. I was supposed to go up the stairs. Ha! But I can make that jump! It is a young adult, but well worth reading as an adult. That's fair. If the moon isn't full, just feed it. Okay, so I need to speak to both the girl and the gentleman in this room. Oh, Mo, my dear sweet burly Mo, when oh when will you respond to me? Okay, that's great. So I posted her letter a long time ago, but I think I had to speak to her. Or something. Okay. Okay. You're very weird, my dude. I'm not getting the right... I don't think I'm getting the right bits and pieces from them. Okay, I'm gonna exit and come back and see if they've changed what they're saying. So the thing is, I thought her dad was the one who would take skull necklaces and give me a heart piece. It was lovely to see you briefly, C Jinx. I am glad that you are doing well, and thanks for stopping in. Am I talking to the wrong person for you? I might be talking to the wrong person for him. Are you gonna say anything useful? You will not. Okay. I need to figure out how to get... I still think we're doing... Yes! Thank you so much, K Bloomer, for redeeming. Keep doing what you're doing. I guess by those rules, I'm going to have to continue to answer your question. How terrible. I want to know if I can get on top of the roof there. Okay. My question for Fae rules is, as a Fae, let's say that Poisoned Earthfrog sold me his soul for an enchanted cupcake. That is what one human soul is worth economically, okay? Part of the deal is you get Frog's name after they finish the cupcake, so thus they decide not to eat the whole thing. Then someone else finishes the cupcake. Do I get to keep Frog's name? C. Now, that's an interesting question because there's a spirit of the contract and there's a letter of the contract and there's an argument of the contract. And I would actually suggest that as Faye, what you should pitch if you are the villain in this story, or if you're the trickster in this story mostly, is you should actually pitch that you own the names of both your original contract holder and the person who finished the cupcake. Because by the terms of the original contract, the cupcake was finished. And also similarly, by the terms of the contract, the second person finished the cupcake. And so you could try to use an ambiguous trick of language, depending on whether or not your contract was written in English, because that is actually a key part of this, to try to write a line there and to try to navigate through a gray area, which I understand is a thing that Fae tricksters tend to be fairly good at. And so I would suggest that you have a claim on both. However, unfortunately, if you're going to go the trickster route, then you have to open yourself up to the possibility that that is a double or nothing play. And depending on the cleverness of the hero, in this case, Poisoned Earthfrog, you might wind up getting neither. Because similarly, they could potentially argue that the contractee is not the one who finished the cupcake, and the one who finished the cupcake is not the contractee. And so I genuinely think it depends on what type of fae and what type of story you're in, which I understand is not helpful, but I think you could have a go for both. Hello? Please jump. Thank you, Link. There's nothing up here. I am disappointed. There's a path down there, though. That's odd. You're welcome. I don't know why my experience comes in handy for this. I don't know. If you're trickster, it feels like the double or nothing play is just too in line to not go for it, you know? True. Okay, that's fair. I understand. I was like, why would I understand? Like, I'm not Faye, but you're right. I do have some experience with legal contracts. I think I might need to change. Why is this so tricky, chat? Why can't I make them do what I want them to do? The manipulation of NPCs in this game has been, it's mixed, shall we say. Correct. So, I am supposed to speak to Maggie. I am supposed to agree to post her letter to Mo. I am then supposed to post her letter to Mo. I have done all of these things. Maybe. I might not have remembered to post her letter to Mo. 1 second. But what is this? Okay, hold on. Fine. I have letters and I don't know what they're for. Oh, that's a deed. I should definitely not give away my deed. Thank you. Yes. Delightful. Okay, so the problem is that I did not actually post the letter. So, I now need to go back. You have a super duper masculine writing voice. That's a really interesting thing to say. I've never really thought about that before. Do you know what's terrifying, Kate Bloomer? This is actually terrifying. I just read your message about your brain not braining. And I genuinely wanted to say, well, why would your brain be braining? It's Monday. And there are so many things wrong with that. Most specifically, the fact that I'm here. I don't know why I think it's Monday. So this guy wants to deliver the mail. This guy is not going to let him deliver the mail. They're screaming at each other. Just acknowledge I was here. Silence! Oh man, it's so relatable. I love these lazy Saturdays. Lady QEW, it's Wednesday. Listen! Oh wow, he is angry. Okay, so that's the cutscene that I was missing. Now. Hup. No need to worry about broken bones when we have the roll button. Oops. Hi. It is nonsense not to accept letters from a postman. He went to great trouble to go all the way to the Forsaken Fortress. It was a most frightening ordeal, despite the fact that I emptied it already. Anyway, let's not tell him about that. Oh, no, we can't let him be a failure. Listen, I'm a really good postman. I passed the minigame and everything. You could definitely just give me the letter and I'll give it to her. Can you hand me the who's a what's it? Just. Okay. So now I need to go give this to Maggie. Okay. I am following. I am understanding better what I need to accomplish. This bit would have made a lot more sense if I had remembered to post the letter. So that is definitely on me, chat. I'm so talented rolling upstairs. Chat, they're dating. Chat, look at them. They're together. He's no longer wandering around aimlessly, and she's standing slightly to the right of where she was standing before. Aren't you proud of them? They finally worked things out. Mostly because of us. We are definitely the ones who figured out how to get them jump started. That was last stream in case you missed it. Okay. Avoid Dad. He is not going to help this endeavor. Go over to this crazy person. Hey, look.
This is Mo. I like you, Maggie, so much that I want to eat you for dinner. Did you hear that? Those words? This means, it must mean, can it be? Is this his marriage proposal?
Listen, girl, it's your boyfriend. I really hope that you can understand his communication style.
This is the happiest day of my life. From here on out, today will be the anniversary of true love for me and Mo. Oh, it slipped my mind. I have to thank you. To commemorate that, I'll give you this.
Literally hands me a heart. Terrifying. Okay, yep. It is treasure, and it is always. Okay, are you gonna have a different conversation with me now? Should I? Maybe I should do it this way. Hubbard? Okay, he likes them. He wants to be richer. She does have bun ears. That is true. Oh my gosh, this dude. Thanks for the treasure chart, man. Love it. Chase your dreams, little urchin. Okay. Oh, that character is not a great side character. Do not be like him. Okay, so that was skull necklaces. That's a few things that I successfully collected that were new. That's great. Okay, that's another treasure chart. Oh. Oh, I need to make friends with a pig. Chat. This one's gonna be kind of fun, actually. Okay, let's go this way. Ouch. It's fine. Everything's fine. Gonna need to find Beetle's ship, but there's always one near Outset Island, so I don't need to find it immediately. I can fly first. I forgot about the pigs. You have to have like the power bracelet or whatever. You have to have the lift the super heavy things to do this one, but I do have that. That dude just being super calm when there's a tornado that kicked up right next to him. It's because this is a game about being on a boat, obviously. That is not obvious. I have no idea why it seems like a very bad idea. Okay. Did I leave myself enough space to climb on? Yes, I did. I need some all-purpose paint.
Thank you.
just gonna buy some pears until I get to 30 points so that I can get my silver membership card.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh.
Perfect.
Bye.
So there's a gold membership. There's probably a platinum membership. Oh my goodness. My boat really does just like go elsewhere. Okay. So I think where is he? Wait. Was the lady up there who had the pigs? Okay, so a while ago I played a minigame on this island where I had to catch a bunch of pigs and bring them back to their owner. And I think that one of them grew up. Yep. Hey, boo. This is devastating. I think... Do I need it on that side or do I need it down there? This is tricky. I thought it was those ones. So there's some patches of soil on the other side of the island over there. I don't really want to risk jumping off and getting crushed by this pig. Deadpool level of fourth walling. That's... Honestly, I think that would be a funny reason, and it feels just as good as any other reason we can come up with. We could say it's that until someone comes out of the woodwork as a dev to say otherwise. It's a good detail, but it's trippy. That's actually one of the things. Okay, so whenever you read fiction and vampires are a character, it is always a really interesting thing to like think about breathing and think about things like blood circulation and stuff like that, and think about therefore like all the ramifications of what that means. And so like a vampire, for example, like they just don't smell things unless they're on purpose choosing to use their lungs, and that's not really a requirement. And anyway, that kind of thing is something that sometimes I think gets very poorly handled. Okay. So now I need the bait. I don't know which one it is, but we'll put him there. Yep. Hello? Why does it feel like he's cutscening and then just like not cutscening? Oh, there's a seagull too. Well, thanks, Mr. Pig. Super appreciated. So that's one of the ones that I completely forgot about. Very nice. That one's a treasure chart. That one's a treasure chart. And that one's a treasure chart. Great. So I'm still short a few pieces of heart, but I haven't found all of the treasure charts yet, because that's my second list. Chat, there are so many lists. That one. So many lists. Whew. Where are we at? So, Ooh. I got 2 and 4. I'm missing 3. 3 is in Forest Haven. Found on a secluded high section of the island. There's somewhere in Forest Haven I haven't been, chat. Yep. And I've heard that before, Poisoned Earth Frog, which is definitely one of the ways of like reconciling that I think is a particularly good one. The idea that if they ingest blood, they have functioning blood for the time it takes for them to process that in their system. I am thinking too much about Halloween, I'm pretty sure is what this comes down to. Like that's actually one of the better systems that I like for that. And so that's things like if they want to appear human by having like pink cheeks, it needs to be fairly recent feeding. And that's something that I understand I've seen used before. But the breathing thing is something that I think sometimes authors sort of lose an understanding of what exactly can go wrong with the body in like the context of just not inhaling or exhaling, or what things are like possible or impossible. I'm trying to think of a good example because I've definitely run into a few of them, and I don't know. Nothing's floating to mind. Halloween is the next thing to happen. Well, I don't know. Kate Bloomer's birthday is coming up. I think that happens first. I know that's not what you were referring to. Forest Haven. That's where I'm going. I'm going to Forest Haven. Sigh and sniff as gestures. Yep, that's fair. Imagine the depth of a sigh from someone who didn't have to inhale and chose to just so they could exhale with a sigh. Like the level of doneness represented by that. But I don't know, even things like whistling, like you have to inhale in order to whistle. I kind of love, I'm trying to remember where I saw it. I think it was some silly place online. Like it feels sort of like a Tumblr post to me, but I don't remember it as that. The idea that a vampire could just live in a shipwreck because they have no need to breathe. And so why don't they just live at the bottom of a lake? You know? Like if it's a deep enough lake, there's no sunlight ever because it can't penetrate the water. I mean, lake probably isn't a good example. It probably is an ocean sort of thing. I don't know what it would do to their skin, but like they don't have to breathe. And that sort of thing isn't so much something where I go, oh, that's realistic, because we're not talking about anything that is remotely realistic. But it is creative. And I love creative stuff like that. Oh, because barnacles. Ouch. Ouch. He's gonna do it again. There we go. I don't know what it is precisely that, like, what kind of hit it is that gets them to stand up straight, but that's the only way you can actually kill them. If you're fine with barnacles, then that could work. Hilarious. So I have to climb Forest Haven for like the 4th time. And I don't know what I'm looking for. That's so interesting. That is a very specific level of sensitivity. And I love that idea. Like, I'm such a sensitive sleeper that I need to not have a heartbeat. Thank you. Whew! Barely made it because I was not quite paying attention. I think. Yep, that is what I thought. So that's a high spot, but that is like the lowest high spot. So I don't think that's what I'm looking for. Okay, and so then there's that one. Or that one. How do I get there? Oh gosh. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. How do I get to that one? Ooh, I think I see it. Okay, hold on. Is there another one of these somewhere? There is not. Which means... Ah! Dang it! How do I get into that one? Okay, I think I see how I have to do this, but I'm struggling with that jump, probably. I think I didn't get a good run at it. We're gonna try this again. So I'm pretty sure Deku Leaf is how I get into that one. How do I do this? Okay. So, I've been out here. I have not, I think, been out there. So, we're gonna refill our magic. And we're gonna see what our options are. Can I get to here? I can. Maybe. That was barely, chat. Barely. We got here. I don't know what this is. Do I have to get all the way over there? I do. Shoot. Okay. So I need the wind working with me. Oops. I need the wind working with me. This is a lot, and I'm terrified, chat. And I also can't believe I never saw this island before. What is it doing here, and how have I not noticed it? Ridiculous. Treasure chart number 3. This is a little bit easier than the pieces of heart because they are numbered, which means I can in fact figure out which ones I'm missing. Yeah, this is just like here, and I just never paid any attention to it. Crazy. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I am missing 13 and 14. So what are 13 and 14? Got it. Okay, so one of these is a submarine and one of these is a reef. Where's my boat? Very unfortunate. Okay. My boat is like kind of around the other side. I think I might just drown. The island just being is land. I don't know what you expect of me. Is land. Why isn't the sea called is water? Because people are not creative enough, obviously. Might do this without drowning. I would have been more sure of doing it without drowning if I had changed the wind before I jumped. So now let's see if I can recover some of that magic. Leave me alone. I don't want to fight. I just want magic. Or health. Both are good. Okay. That's better. Great. Look at me go. I am full again. Okay, so I need to get to Headstone Island. Yeah, so that one I know. That's probably close enough. I feel like the reason the sea is not called is water is because calling it the sea is significantly shorter in terms of number of characters. Okay. So somewhere in the quadrant with Headstone Island, which we've done Headstone Island, but somewhere in this quadrant there's a submarine that I haven't noticed. This is a pretty big quadrant. Is it that? No, I think that's a pirate ship. Okay. You are not helpful to me then. You're just a pirate ship. Hello? Did it just rebound me? I'm trying to spot a submarine somewhere. This one? Is this a submarine? Okay. Just about laziness, I can get behind that. Good. Same. Okay. I don't know what I have to do on this submarine, but apparently there's a treasure chart on here. So, We're gonna try. What's up, Mr. Submarine? Oh! Lovely. Oh! Lovely! This is fascinating. I don't know what to do. Other than, like, obviously fight them. But apparently get bombed a whole bunch while you're doing it. Okay. So the ladder is on fire. Oops, that's gonna blow up. Okay, 2 more that I see over here. We're just kind of stuck in a corner. Okay, that got a lot more possible when I could see. It was very tricky at the beginning because my camera was just aimed at the top of my head. I love that it gave me bombs for that. Well, I definitely do not remember doing that submarine. Ooh! One of them scored me one of these. Fun. I did, after all, empty half of my wallet to buy a piece of heart, as well as some other things. So now I need to find the Two-Eye Reef. Ooh, the Two-Eyed Reef is literally next to me. It's that one. The good news is I got some extra bombs because apparently the Two-Eyed Reef is one of the ones, maybe I have to do this to all of them, I don't know. But the Two-Eyed Reef is one of the ones where we actually have to destroy all the enemies. The way in is from the north. Interesting. Put away the sail. Don't know if he counts or not. He definitely counts. As, okay, yep, both of those guys count. As does that cannon on the wall. As does that cannon on the wall. Woo! Oop, that guy's gonna get me. Okay. Not bad. Oops. Not quite what I meant to do, but that's okay. It has caused me to move. Oh, great aim, my dude. Absolutely spectacular aim. I would like to go somewhere else, please. Oh man, there's cannons like everywhere. This is intense. I'm aiming wrong. I don't actually know if that was a good idea. It was probably a terrible idea. There's too much happening for my game. We need fewer cannons, chat. Oh, he's hiding from me. Quit it. Stop hiding. Stop hiding. Ugh. Is he gonna come around this side? If I just wait. Mexico! Hello! Lovely to see you. I'm just gonna quickly pause my game because I will die if I do not. Wonderful to see you, Mexico. Thank you very much for redeeming seasonal candy. It's been a while. Thank you for redeeming Edie Weird Jelly Bean, which is still my non-seasonal candy at this point because I still have some jelly beans. Thank you for redeeming Kaboom, otherwise known as Dehydrate, and thank you for redeeming Sploosh Hydrate for 69 channel points. Nice. It's really lovely to see you. Do you have a preference of weird jelly bean? We have Starburst, we have Skittles, and we have Nerds. But in the meantime, I'm going to introduce you all to my dehydrate because I'm actually quite excited about this. Actually, I might take a hydrate first and then also after because I haven't been drinking enough actual water. Believe it or not. So, chat. I'm somewhat excited about this. You might recognize the brand, Ruffles. You might recognize the Made in Canada symbol. You may not recognize the limited edition in the corner here because ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, they have a poutine flavor. I have never even seen this before, but this is extremely Canadian. Okay, nerds today, you got it. And I am curious, and so I have never had this before. It smells so much like gravy. Like the beef stock they used to make. So much gravy. H2O. Oh, yeah. Okay. I gotta try these. So, still pretty classic ruffle chip. Love that. Beavis, you're on a streak. Okay. So here's the thing. It smells like gravy. That's definitely necessary. Otherwise, I'm not sure your tongue would get the right notes. There's so much cheese, and not just like there's multiple types of cheese flavor because there's multiple types of different kinds of cheese. And so there's a part of me that goes, okay, well, it's cheese. No, I don't know how they did it. It might be the power of placebo suggestion. It tastes like cheese curds. Like this tastes like cheese curds and gravy on a potato. That's basically poutine. This is phenomenal. I know that there are other chip brands that have tried poutine flavored chips before. I think Ruffles is my favorite because Ruffles has really thick chips, and so there's enough potato in it. It doesn't taste too much like gravy. It could be Canadian witchcraft. You're right. I didn't take that into account. Absolutely could be Canadian witchcraft, but it's delicious. And so if you happen to see a Ruffles bag of poutine chips and that seems like your jam, 10 out of 10 would recommend. These are delicious. It looks like no. I didn't see the manufacturing process. Delicious. This is so good. I am obsessed. Anything you do with intent is witchcraft. That's spectacular. Okay. We're going to take another quick hydrate break. Mexico, you definitely did not see this mug earlier. You probably don't know the Canadian icon that is Mr. Dressup, but I have a new mug and I quite like it. So long as they intended to recreate a poutine flavor, it is indeed witchcraft. Listen, Kate, you would know more about that than I would. I've got to accept. I don't have a lot of any of these jelly beans left, but I have some weird jelly beans, friends. And at Mexico's request, we're gonna have some nerd jelly beans. Which are honestly, like, I understand why Pseudo-Rudo recommended the Starburst jelly beans to me because they are fascinating. And if you like jelly beans, hey, they're great. But the nerd ones I think are my favorite purchase. They're spectacular. I got a double one. They have like the rough nerd coating around a jelly bean. Super simple. That is a good question, Kate Bloomer. Onion powder! You cannot eat these chips. I'm very sorry. No wonder they taste better, because they contain onion. Were they good? Because I have not tried that one since it says spicy, and I don't usually handle spice well. Good. I'm glad to know that I made the right call in not buying them. Okay, so that was weird jelly bean. That's a few hydrates. That's to dehydrate. I think I owe you a seasonal candy still, Mexico. Yeah, I do. So, chat. It's fall. I haven't opened these. That was probably a very bad idea. How do I access you? It is fall, and that means we get apple flavored chat. And I found me some soft caramels that are caramel apple flavor, and that feels very fall to me for September. I was looking for maple sugar candy, but I wasn't able to find any, and so apple candy was my next best. For anyone who hasn't been hanging around here for like 2.5 years at this point, the seasonal candy concept actually started because I worked for a candy and chocolate shop that also sold cards. Like, it was cards, candy. It was a one-stop gift shop if you forgot someone's present and needed to pick it up on the way home. But it meant that I had access to a lot of different types of candy. And we did seasonal collections. It is very hard to talk with caramel in your mouth. Amazing. And so that was the thing that I really enjoyed doing. I really enjoyed trying out whatever our new seasonal stuff was that seemed seasonal. And so I just started bringing some of it home and going, hey, this is fun. Do you guys want to see what candies are seasonal, what candies are not in season? And I've done my best to keep doing that. This year I've been a little bit lazy. Mostly because I found weird jelly beans. But it's fun to kind of see what's around. But the shop that I used to work at is closed now. And so it's not there, which means I had to look a whole bunch of other places. And I'm like, man, my shop had better seasonal candy than these shops do. Okay. So I know that there are at least 2 more cannon spots. There's that one. And there's that one. Perfect! That's what I was looking for, chat. Destroy all the cannons. I guess I should get the treasure. I also need to get the skulls. So I think they might have health in them. I think the treasure might have money. Purple ruby. It's not even like a lot of money. There are 4. Whew. It's a really nice caramel, but it's rich. Very appley. Maybe a seasonal candy could have just been apple slices. It's like nature's candy. Caramel apple slices next month. I'm probably going to find something that's a little bit more Halloween themed than that for next month. But I love that idea. I don't know what is precisely more Halloween themed. The problem is so many places like don't do it well because they just put Halloween wrapping around normal candy. I have to bob for them. I don't know. I think Bob might be a little bit too famous to come on my Twitch stream. They were, after all, in that delightful Dropout show, Crowd Control. I know that's not what you were talking about. That was a terrible joke. It doesn't make grammatical sense. It was just a reference. That's all it was. I kind of love that idea, but Bob in what? Because I can't have water that close to my computer. That dude doesn't like me. I probably should care about it. But I don't. Can I get up here? Yes, I can. Please ignore me, sir. He is not going to do that. He is not going to do that. He is not going to ignore me. Very unfortunate. Not bobbing can be the non-seasonal version. I knew that you did drag shows, yeah. That's, you know what, that's fair. You are a much more affordable drag queen for me than Bob. But I knew that you'd done some drag, Kate. Okay, so I need to go from somewhere high up enough. Okay, we're gonna go all the way around and try to get more skulls. I am missing a lot of health. The good news is I had quite a lot of health to start with, so I don't think this would make it, which means I think I have to jump from that part. That's the part that I think I have to jump from. You know what? That's fair. I'm very dramatic. We all know this. I'm very dramatic. Ugh. That's too far. I don't see any skulls. We're gonna go back. We're gonna try to find a high point. And then we're gonna jump off. Really? Oh, that's interesting. I guess depending on context, like if they mostly know you through Twitch or something, I guess I can sort of understand why it maybe isn't the most noticeable thing about you in that context, but it's just so core to a lot of your interests. Someone's shooting at me again, which is very rude of them. Anyway, found some treasure. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's so adjacent to who you are that even if it's not in the context of something that you're doing right then, it's kind of an interesting thing to... Poisoned Earth Frog, are you taking the opportunity to make what is an absolutely hilarious joke, or did you also not know that? I just remembered something. I saw it over my shoulder. This is totally unrelated. Please feel free to talk amongst yourselves about that, because that is a great joke. But I got something new, chat. You probably can't see it because there's not that many pixels on this screen, and my background is very colorful. A silly Billy. But I got something new. And part of the reason that I got this is actually, if I'm remembering correctly, I have a collection of these, which are from Poisoned Earth Frog, if I'm remembering correctly, where I have like a little Lego Pokemon on top of a Pokeball. And so I had this collection. And I went to the Canadian National Exhibition, otherwise known as the CNE, this year. When I was at the CNE, there was a place that did some semi-licensed stuff, and they had some 3D printed stuff. And they did custom stylized Pokeballs. And I limited myself to one, but I wanted every evolution. And I also wanted Snorlax. And so I got just the regular Eevee because look at how cute this is. This is so cute. Jolteon was also really cool. Very like, but like, I love it. It's so cute. It's got ears. It's got a tail. It's got fur. I love. And so I have a new addition to my little lineup of Pokemon on Pokeballs, which is a different version of a Pokemon adjacent to a Pokeball. Ooh, which of the okay, so Kate, I'm gonna have to do that for you tomorrow because I now have two. Both of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle slash Sanrio crossover Happy Meal toys that I got are at work. They are not here, and so I can't actually show you them. But I will take a picture because I have two of them now. I will take a picture and I will send to you. It is a very cool Pokeball. It was a little overpriced because it was at the CNE, but I respect that. The booths there are expensive. And so, like, you gotta make it up somehow. Wow. This guy is very serious about trying to shoot me with a cannon. I'm gonna have 3 at some point! I'm very excited for that. I kept making jokes that I was trying to build myself an army, which isn't untrue, but then I kept giving away my duplicates. Because I have friends who didn't have any, and it was so sad to me. So I now have treasure chart 13 and 14. I already had 15, 16. I am missing treasure chart 17. We have a few more minutes. Let's see if we can run that one. Oh! Well, that's interesting. You got Raph times Hello Kitty. So I think... Is that the one you sent me the picture of? I believe that I have... Leonardo, which I thought was Leonardo Hello Kitty, but I'm not 100% sure. And I believe I have Cinnamon Roll Michelangelo? Maybe? I don't have a good memory. Okay. So I've seen... Am I confusing what I have with what I saw from you? This is the problem. Because I don't actually remember. I'm gonna have to go look. I'm gonna have to go take a picture. Where am I going? I'm going to Spectacle Island. So this is one of those, it's not quite moon logic. Wait, where is Spectacle Island? It's like near all of these. Oh, Michelangelo Crowley. Donatello Kitty. Oh, that's terrible. And also hilarious. Whoops. There was a piece of land there. Okay, probably that's what I'm going for. So a super long time ago, chat, I played a minigame when I got the cannon, shooting a bunch of barrels, and I won a piece of heart. And that meant that I was like, oh, okay, clearly I must be done. Wrong, you're supposed to play it twice. I don't know. It looks like she's laughing so long she had to take a breath. That's really funny. Okay. I guess I can get out whenever I want because... Oh, rude. It does not actually let me. The post box. Chat, the post box. The post box. so excited for my mail that I'm breaking stuff. Good morning. Okay, yeah, you can have $10. Oh, I just get something complimentary? That's not helpful to me. But that's fine. I don't really need anything Beetle has anymore. None of this is health. Oh well. Yeah, apparently always play the games twice. For real. You bet! I love that entrance line. I haven't seen you around here for a while. You must be a busy kid. Why do you gotta break the fourth wall like that? Thanks for stopping in, Kate. It was really lovely to see you. And I am looking forward to that review because that sounds ridiculous if nothing else. Rest well. $10 shots, 5 barrels. Oh, wow. Okay. I need to know how far 50 is. Okay, so 50 is that distance. Poison Darth Frog, thank you for redeeming Sploosh, otherwise known as Hydrate, for 69 channel points. Nice. This is not the game that it came from, but it is that dude who runs the game that it came from. Actual hydrating. Water and everything. I like that this one doesn't require speed, it just requires math. Also, I like that this particular setup gave me 3 of them at 45 degrees. Oh, still way too far. Still too far, huh? Really? That was insane. That didn't seem that close to me, but whatever. We did it. Lovely, I got a treasure chart. I have 18. I am missing 19. Ugh. 19 is the four-eyed reef. Oof. Okay, so I gotta get some health back before I can expect that to go well. So, where do I go to get health? Also, where's the four-eyed reef? Ooh, four-eyed reef is not that far, and neither is Western Fairy Island. Usually Fairy Islands are pretty good for health, because you can just talk to a fairy. I wonder if I'll have time for this one. So I need to get my health, and then I need to go do another cannon battle. Do I have enough cannons? Or bombs? 59 is not bad. Ooh. And yet on the way, we are going to notice. Did I hit it? Haha! This is one of my new treasure maps. It was a piece of heart! Well, that fixes my health problem! Four-eyed reef, here I come. Hilarious. Very convenient. So I think I need to care about the cannons on the walls and like avoiding the ships. Or I need to just park myself in a spot where the cannons on the walls can't see me. Yeep. Oh boy. Ouch. Okay, I got that one. That's something. Whoa! Hello? You are too close, my dude. Have some personal space, please. Okay, then there's also... Ouch. I think I might be a bit too far to the side to get this one. Okay, we're gonna have to adjust. Okay, got that one. I need you to stop. Oh, I do not like the ones on the walls. The ones on the walls are more dangerous than the ones on the ships. For sure. Oh, good. I got that one. Maybe? Great. Okay. Successful destruction. I didn't lose quite as many. I didn't lose quite as many hearts that time, but it still wasn't great. I still think most of these are going to be purple rupees, which makes them kind of not worth the time, but I am a little bit obsessed with tidying things up, you know? Yep, purple rupees they do be. Oops. Poison Darth Frog, thank you for redeeming. Kaboom! I'm gonna snack on some chippy chips. Mmm. Very yummy. Oops. Yeah, we'll work with that. Okay, we've cleaned up after the pirates. They were so very messy. And so we will now have a go at trying to find a high point. Huh. Might be all the way around. Hum hum hum. I don't know if this would make it. Okay, we're gonna go all the way around. That is not health. Neither is that. Yeah. The treasure chest is on the highest one, so it's not like I can jump from, like, center rock to center rock. That's probably my best bet. If I can get the wind, and if I can aim for the part that's like... Seriously? None of that was health. Come on. So I know the angle I want. Very nice. How many treasure charts are there in total? Oh, there's 46. Oh gosh. Well, I have the first 20. Yep. I need 21, 24, 26, 29, 31, 32, 34, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, which tells me that a lot of the ones in the 40s and up are for segments of the game that I haven't done yet. And so that makes some sense. I can work with that. I can work with it, chat. Ooh. Nice one, Link. It is raining. Okay, so I want to go to somewhere a little bit safer than where I am right now. Oops. Sure. Let's just go back to Windfall Island. So I have skipped some of the pieces of heart. I skipped one for being really long, and I skipped a bunch for being like ones that I didn't know if I could do because they related to treasure charts. So I don't know if I've done them or not. But that is why a thing that I am doing right now is trying to collect all the treasure charts, because obviously if there are pieces of heart involved, I am going to need to get all the treasure charts and check them all to make sure that I have all of the pieces of heart that are involved in like the treasure chart part of things. So I still have a few more to find before I can move on to another portion of the game, but I should be able to clear those up. Like the ones that I can pick up, I should be able to clear up fairly early, so we'll probably do a whole treasure hunting session next time where not only do I find the rest of the treasure charts, but I also like go around and locate all the treasure. And then at that point, I know there's 2 pieces of heart that I can earn that I haven't yet. One of them is for fighting the guy back on Outset Island who taught us how to use a sword in the first place. I think I have to do his like super mega ultra challenge and hit him 500 times. And I don't know about you, but that sounds tedious, especially because I am liable to screw up more than once. And it's a lot. It's a lot. And so that one I've kind of put on the back burner a little bit just because I don't think that's fun. And then the other one that I've put on the back burner, because you have seen me try it a couple of times, I have put on the back burner the flight control platform one, where I have to get all the way to the banner at the end because I came this close without hitting any of the like tornadoes, and I just can't hit the tornadoes, you know? So I have been struggling with that. That's a skill issue. Those are both technically skill issues. So those are the pieces of heart that I'm sort of not doing right now. But there may be a few more that we can get through the treasure charts, and so we will have to see. So next time what we'll do is we will get the rest of the treasure charts, we will find all the treasure, we will probably try the flight control platform a couple of times, depending on my patience. We probably will not try the sword guy. And then from there, depending on whether or not we have time next time, I might do some Triforce piece hunting. I've already found 2 of the pieces. We'll see how far we get, but that is the next thing to do after I've done my like little mini collection, is I have to do another little mini collection in service of the story. So that's where we're at with the game. Oh, I'm really glad. I'm glad you were able to be here. I'm glad you finally got your root canal and actually like got to have some specialist attention, since that seems like it was needed. But mostly I'm pretty glad that I could be here. It was tighter than usual because I had a bit of a day myself, but we made it. We did it. It's okay. I really hope I can do next week. I don't want to cancel on you guys again. I really want to take it. And I want to take it because like it's good for me to have downtime and to be able to do things that are fun, like play video games. But the next week of my life is going to be chaos. I'm not going to remember any of it. And so it's going to be great. Like, this is what I'm saying. I stream Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so same time, same place. I will do my best to be here next week. Gosh, this feels like one of those come hell or high water things. Oh. Ooh, Poison Dart Frog, you are currently the last. Good job. I see that Fiend just went live, and so y'all know where we're going because I love Fiend and I love her stream. So I will drop you guys off there. I will do my best to look after myself this week. It's so difficult when like your work, like the number of hours you have get cut and the number of responsibilities get increased and deadlines don't change. That's what I'm dealing with right now. There have been a few things that have happened in the last few weeks that have meant I have more on my plate than what I really felt like I was able to do. And my deadlines were not changing. And then at the same time, there were a few days where I was like not supposed to be coming in. Your second last. The last of the last. That's utterly delightful. Okay. I am not going to remove your last because I want to know. Regardless, whether I'm having an easy time or a tricky time, that doesn't mean we can't go have some fun. So the Dragon Feeny is playing Mario Kart World according to stream titles. And that is a delightful game with spectacular music. And so we are definitely going to go hang out there because the music in that game, chef's kiss. It is spectacular. Thank you guys for being patient with my weirdly calm panic attacks. Thank you for just sticking with me through some of my verbal stumbles today because we've had a few. And I don't know, thanks for the fun. I really enjoyed hanging out with y'all and just catching up a little bit. So we're just going to pop over and say a quick hi to Fiend. And again, next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m., that's when I plan to be here next, doing some treasure hunting. And I would love to have you join me. But regardless, until I see you next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and a wonderful weekend. And as always, keep it cute. Bye, folks.